and then it don't make no sense. We can cry about VAR, which again is inconsistent, but we didn't do enough today. The half chances we had that Villa gave us, even if we did stink up the place, which we did, we could have got them goals and ran away. Ultimately, football's decided in both boxes. I think we competed in midfield, even though they won probably the war, weren't clinical enough in the final third. You only had to switch off for a second defensively. 7 minutes into the game, did not rise to the occasion. For Aston Villa, big them up. Big 6 points this week. Two teams that were fighting for the league last season, they dealt with both of them. And nobody knows what the season is going to be saying. A week is a long time. But whether Aston Villa are fighting for the Premier League, for Champions League qualification, Aston Villa are the team to beat. They've had a great week. They've had a great week of football and also a great weekend. They're called the villains for a reason. Did what they needed to do. So for us, boy, and you've conceded ground. But these are the things. When you don't, when you can't get away with it. Got away with it against Luton. Got away with it to a degree, even in the Spurs and Chelsea games, even though we still drop points. Got away with it against Fulham. You can't always do this. Can't always be a heroic thing. Can't taste the L. Have to accept that, hold that. Everyone can. I'm fuming. Man said you think if you done another huddle, you'd have won it. Hey, to be fair, bring them all out. Bring them all out, man. It's an L today. Created chances, but it's wasteful, man. I swear we got Liverpool next. Brighton at home in the league. Zinchenko weak link today. Horrible Zinchenko today. But realistically, he was only terrible for that mistake. And then, like, the one thing I'll give Zinchenko, you can be crap defensively. If you bring that inverted midfield stuff and we create, you didn't do nothing. Who can say they played well today? I think Gabriel was one of the better players. The big Gabriel. I think he had to do too much today. You're babysitting Zinchenko. I think you was all right. Obviously, we've conceded. I think Raya was equal to what he needed to be equal with. Saliba, apart from that dodgy corner, you did what you needed to do. Declan Rice, your poorest game in an Arsenal shirt by default, but a lot better. Odegaard wanted to play when it's too late. Havertz, I think there was little bits and pieces you did okay, but not good enough. Saka, you went through the motions. Martinelli, end product decision making horrible. Jesus started well, but then wanted to be, you and John McGinn, like when the football career is over, you lot might as well work in a strip club because you're both having twerk-offs with each other. If you lot want to do BBLs, you just got to shout Reece James, and he's probably been struggling with his rehabilitation from such because the man can't stay fit for Chelsea. Is where it is. That frustrating day at the office, no real intensity. No, I won't quite do that passion merchant thing and say desire because obviously I think the players want to win, but there's no intensity. We're not pressing together. You can't. The Premier League is the Premier League. You can't play for the last 10 minutes. You can't have a little 10 minutes before the end of the half. You need to be on it. And in games like this, with their form coming to their place, with everything that is said about Aston Villa up until we played them, anything less than amazing is silly. And credit to Aston Villa, they didn't have to be at their best. They tried their best to let us back in that game. We can waffle about inconsistencies with the refereeing. We could talk about VAR, which I think the goal should have stood. Of course, I'm going to ask for that. I'm an Arsenal fan, but we didn't do enough. Didn't manage to find margins. Football's decided in both boxes. The defensive in the middle third, we didn't do enough. Not a single player out there can say they gave the best version of themselves. There's none of this, you was poor, so you're by yourself. As crap as Zinchenko may or not have been, he's one player. What's the other 10 done? Stupidness. And I know we're not going to win every game and whatnot, but what annoys me is the manner in which you're losing. You're cheating yourselves. You're cheating for yourselves for what you lot working on all week. What can you say? They got revenge after what we did to them at their place. At least it's another last year. At least it's another away game off the thing. Got to get this out of our system and go again. Never really looked like we was going to make it happen. Too many individuals out there today. You got strikers that want to be centre mids. You got left backs that are interested in everything other than defend. Centre backs and midfielders are getting the ball, no one's showing. Against Luton, I saw people that wanted to be protagonists. People hid today. We were off the pace. You would have thought we played again. Is there an evident difference? I don't know, but we would have looked like the team that played 24 hours later. And this is why I love this club, but man can't be telling me about winning leagues. Can't. Because you need to win these games. You need to get something out of these games. We still have this element of self-capitulation of it fuck all matters what City have done. When you shoot yourselves in the foot by not turning up from the beginning today, a bit like against Newcastle, definitely second half against Spurs, 100% Chelsea, the shenanigans at Fulham. Like I said, Every manager's going to say this. If you don't win, or if you don't win every game, there's always something. But this is unsustainable. This is why when City get with it, it's peak. Raya is not good enough for Arsenal. He might not be, but man can't sit here and make this about Raya today. Raya ain't done nothing. The goal we conceded, I watch it again. I don't think that's Raya's fault. Villa are built out from the back. We're second best all over the park. Man can't blame Raya for that. And I think in relation to what Raya had to do today, you was equal to everything. We know Tomiyasu not being fit's a spanner in the works, but like Zinchenko should come off a long time ago. Trossard's been in a terrible bit of form. Martinelli, decision making horrible. Love the boy though. Saka, it weren't your day. Jesus, second half, you ruined anything. Odegaard, you need to get back to being on it from the start. Declan Rice, by default, you've been part of the Collassing. Thought Havertz was fairly positive, but anytime Havertz is all right, or the best player, or the standout player, regardless of the recent form, that probably tells the case of how Arsenal played. Subs, boys. Reece Nelson, what can a man do? Arteta got schooled today. You got shown how to do this manager thing. I think your players let you down, but isolated to when in the second half, when it come to being proactive. Not that Jesus was amazing, and I'm not saying not to bring on Eddie and Nketiah, but bro, once Jesus comes off, Eddie can't do certain things, and we're not creating. I don't know who you would have taken off, but I'm not paid to make these decisions. I don't know football like Mikel Arteta, but why the fuck ain't Jorginho on the field? Why are you bringing on Reece Nelson in the 90th minute? What is a man meant to do? Every game is not going to be Bournemouth. These are the things that frustrate me. I can accept defeat. I can accept it. If we had to lose to anyone, Emre, do your thing, innit? Once a Gooner, always a Gooner and all of that. But it's the shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's this, that, the other. Odegaard, you know what? Saka and Martinelli had chances in the first minute or two. I'm not going to be too harsh because the game's just started, but you could have bagged. Obviously, VAR has probably done us dirty, but I don't really care to make this about VAR. Martin Odegaard should have had two. Definitely the first opportunity. Odegaard should have had a brace today. Bye. Liverpool are laughing. City clawing points back. There's nothing you can do. Like, lost in it. Certain men are not strong enough as well. Like, just getting bounced around. Idiot thing today, man. Like, what is there to say, bro? Like, is where, isn't it? Congratulations to Aston Villa. Eddie offers nothing. That youth has clocked out. We need a striker. Too much yapping about stuff that isn't the main issue. We need a 9. Need a midfielder. Need a better defender. Saka doesn't normally dribble. Needs to find a way to beat his man quickly. So there's no time for a double team. We need a different type of striker. This Raya agenda is crazy. He hasn't done nothing wrong. Raya wasn't at fault for anything today. Fans just jumping on a scapegoat, just being vexed for no reason. Trossard for Nelly, worst sub ever, considering Cash had just come on. I mean, Zinchenko went to sleep, but the whole team's gone to sleep. Listen, I'm past getting vexed at Zinchenko. We know this, but like, you're not a natural defender. You're old enough, you're ugly enough, you're experienced enough to know whether you're a fullback or not. You've played enough effing times there to know if I'm going to... Listen, Premier League is easy. I mean, it's difficult. It's easy to waffle about Sunday League. But if you're getting tight as a Sunday League fullback, and you lose out, that run is being made in the channel. You got to effing follow them. But as much as I'm vexed at Zinchenko, you're not alone. Everyone. The last week has been terrible defensively. And this club is weird in that earlier on in the season, we were solid defensively. The final third was lacking. Over recent weeks, definitely not today. We've been, today in half of what I'm about to say, horrible defensively. The final third's been getting us over. And as I said in the Luton game, when the emotion dies down, didn't defend well enough today. Did it in that game. I didn't see a reaction today. Not rugged enough. Odegaard was on bullshit today, man. He's on nonsense today. I love the guy, but everyone was on nonsense. Love everybody in the team, but everyone was on nonsense. Hey, we'll get you back, man. Jesus likes to roll around and cry too much, play to the whistle. I think in the second half, listen, Jesus, my guy. But Odegaard played worse than Rice, DG. Come on, where did I say he didn't? Listen, don't hit me like you're hitting Raya, Me and Raya catch a strays. Lonely at the top. Marcel, make sure you win the league. We lost the league. City and Liverpool compete for the league. We can compete, but we ain't got enough to win it. All you can do is keep going. That's all you can do. Everyone will drop points. City have dropped points. Liverpool are flirting with dropping points. They got away with it against Palace. We will drop points again. All you can do is get back on the boat, man. That's harsh, DG. The players were fighting, but they just didn't have it in the third. Life is harsh, bro. Life is harsh. Football is harsh. The world is harsh. This is it, man. Simple as that, man. You gotta give Villa credit. Life is harsh. When I'm sitting here and I'm happy and we're blowing hot smoke up these players' asses, like, what is it then? I'm not saying to attack players, agenda players. Life is harsh. When you play like that, you get the harsh truth, which is Aston Villa away in 2023, in the 2023-24 season, you lost. I'm allowed my opinion like you lot, you know. You lot can hold Arsenal to whatever standards you want. Do I think it's a game where I'm going to F and shout and call out every player and Arteta out? No, I haven't done that. But do I think we're strong enough 1v1? Nope. Do I think we play to our potential defensively? Nope. Do I think this has been a terrible week in us defensively? Yep. Do I think we was going through the motions and 10 minutes were on it and then the other were not? Do I think we were clinical in the final third in the half chances that Villa gave us? Nope. Do I think we pressed or played like how we can in the final third? Nope. So what the hell am I talking about with you lot? It don't make sense. Life is harsh, bro. Football is harsh. Anyone that don't watch harshness, go watch Disneyland Channel or whatever it is. Allow it, man. Life is harsh. When you don't have the depth we have, when you've got certain man that's coming off the bench, listen, I love Mikel Arteta. I think he's the guy. I don't back anyone religiously. I think he needs to stay at this club. Obviously, if there's a better manager available, whoever that is, like in life, get it done. But what was your sub saying today? What more could you do? Because obviously, there's no Tomiyasu. You tried out the Kirill thing against Luton. It didn't bang. He looked shaky. I guess, and I was saying to start Zinchenko because I guess Arteta was off the same thinking that, you know what, I need you to perform today, you know. And he didn't. It's the same thing we've seen. When you're bringing Eddie off the bench to get a goal, yeah, 1-2 times against United, it'd be great. But when it's time to the nitty-gritty, certain man are not down for it. And I'm not even trying to boy no one because we're all in this together. It's not a scapegoating thing, which is why I'm baffled with some people even drawing out Raya. Because if anyone deserves draw outs, it's definitely not Raya today. The one thing I would say is that I'm very disappointed about is regardless of if I think we play to our potential or not, the half chances that were provided were not taken. Odegaard, 2 sitters. Don't know how many goals you got this season, but you could have got more. Martinelli and Saka early doors. And we're too, like, again, and another thing, like, we're not winning the 1v1s. We're too soft in the middle. We're not playing to the whistle, as Queen of the South said. There's no discipline. For me, the main thing is the lack of intensity. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know these players. I guess we'll hear them talk, but it is what it is. You make peace with the result. We accept it. And all you can do is go again. Like, the one luxury is you've more or less been winning your games, doing what you're doing. We know the table is going to twist and turn and everybody's going to drop points. But all we can do is try and tomorrow begin towards having a better week next week, innit? You've got Brighton midweek. No, apologies, not midweek. You've got Brighton on the weekend. Obviously, we've got a dead rubber, and I don't like to say that, but for want of better phrases, a dead rubber against PSV. You go again, like, boy, shout out Relly Ren. Happy birthday, my guy. You know, you're a United fan. I thought when I link you later, I was coming to banter you and that. Cool, we won't talk about football today. We'll just drink 1-2 juices. But again, Zinchenko, I know what you are. Like, not that I'm absolving you of anything, but I know you're not a man for strong defensiveness. The one thing I get onto you, like, okay, defensively, for the things I've allowed you, cool. I'm not going to draw you out too much. That inverted midfield, not enough. I didn't see enough. I don't think Havertz, Rice, or Odegaard probably the worst of the midfield 3 that started. But in terms of in real times, the dons that go into midfield, Zinchenko didn't at least bring that inverted stuff. Rice, you know, Rice is limited in what he can do in it. He's not paid to score and assist, even though he's done that on occasion. Done whatever, but you played as good as your teammates to a degree. Havertz, think he was okay out of everyone. You made a lot of runs off the ball, weren't found. You know, I can't really draw you out. Big Gabriel, think he was one of the better players. Raya, I've not got nothing to say today. Benjamin White, since you've come back to somewhat full fitness, you've not been at the pace. But we're all in this together. Listen, if 10 men have played sick and one person has played poor and we've made a mistake and scored, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to catch anyone out. What's there to be gained? We're all in this thing together. But unfortunately, today is not the thing. And with some of you, I don't get it because when we win, you don't want to waffle to the high heavens. I'm not scapegoating. I don't know what other content creators are doing. I'm not scapegoating. I'm not trying to catch anyone out. I've never been about that. But it weren't good enough. Life is harsh. To all these harsh comments, life is harsh. It's harsh. Football is harsh, bro. Like, anyways, man, let's do this player ratings. Big up you lot. Win, lose, or draw. We win. We do win. You know, whether we win, lose, or draw, we live these highs together. Raya, 6. Nothing you could do today. Your distribution at times could have been better, but it weren't the worst. What more could you want? White, I think a 4. Saliba, I think you coped with Watkins fairly all right. You know, I don't think he did anything too mad. I think the only thing he did mad was that corner, and that came because nobody's showing for the effing ball. I'll give you a 6. Gabriel, give you a 7, even though, again, we all could have done better. But Big Gabriel's got too much to do today, like way too much. And you know you're playing a managerial master like Emre. Like I know he doesn't get gas like Arteta, but he's a tinkerman, a tactician, and all these things himself. Gabriel had too much to do today. We did not defend the spaces well enough. Big Gabriel 7, one of the better players, if anything, for me. Zinchenko 4, horrible today. You know, I'm not even onto you for the mistake. Yes, I am. But fundamentally, cool. You're not good defensively. But you jump into midfield and do that crazy thing. You've changed our system, and I still maintain all of this. I actually still back you, Zinchenko, and actually think you've improved to a point defensively. But you see the way I want my club to go. We can't rely on you in games like this. When the sun's shining at the Emirates and teams are sitting back, that's your thing. Or off the bench when we're chasing it. Today, 4. Without a doubt. Fullback's horrible today. White was better than Zinchenko, but it's not a catching people out thing. Rice, 5. Havertz, 6. Odegaard, 4. Saka, 5, just about. I allow you, really. Jesus, 5. Second half was a -10. Martinelli, 5. I don't think you lot were terrible, but it's the end product. If I'm missing people out, he was crapping it. Trossard, 5. Like, you get an extra point for output. Like, he was ineffective. Eddie and Ketia, NA, by the time you've come on, really, like, for the minutes you played 2, you know Eddie's a service reliant striker, doesn't bring anything. Nelson, NA, like, the game's done, innit? Like, what can he do? I'm not cussing anyone. I'm just allowed to, everyone's allowed an opinion. I'm allowed an opinion on you lot's opinions. I can't lie, Rice is a baller, but he ain't got the instinctive passing like Party too much side to side. See, this is why I F with you, bro. You hold your club to a certain standard. Listen, as much as I like a laugh and a joke and banter and things, I'm never gonna sit here and lie, bro. I like football. We're better as underdogs. Listen, I don't know about none of that, but man, even that, man, are backing out of 50-50s today. A man want me to come on, man. Come on, bro. Man are ducking out of 50-50s, bro. It doesn't matter who you are. Anytime you're doing that, it's brazy. Man, it's not a rigged thing today. We lost because we weren't good enough. Yeah, I think I'll watch it again. Emotions are high. Personally, I think we should have, you know, got something from that. I don't know why Kai Havertz's goal's been disallowed. I've been here all the time. I don't want to waffle about VAR. I'll watch it again. If it was handball on Kai Havertz, fair enough. For me, from what I saw with emotions being high, it looked like if anything, we get a pen from Matty Cash or you let this goal run. But for me, what gives me more sanity is that is a minute or 2-minute flashpoint in a 90-minute game. I'd rather focus on what we did or didn't do in the game. Like, what variables could we have controlled to have a better performance? Because Villa were good. 9 out of 10. I only take something off of Villa because I'm sure Emery would have maybe wanted more goals, and they flirted with bringing us back in the game, which ultimately we didn't take advantage. Life is harsh. Move on, man. IPGMOL. If they give apologies, SYM, man. Because I know this vid's getting demonetized. I apologize for any cursing and whatnot. This is football. Kids out there, apologies. Baby mums out there, apologies. Sexiest YouTuber still. See, listen, there's very few things more important than life. Gotta remember, I'm sexy still, so I ain't letting these lot upset me, man. Villa just got the goal, a little bit of quality, and we would have had that. That's true, but there's been times this season we ain't been amazing. We've grabbed the goal and bust out. If I'm Emery, I'm laughing because for one reason or another, you've got 2 big results against City and Arsenal. Arsenal didn't really put the pressure cooker on. You didn't have to be at anything more than 60%. I love my captain Odegaard, but bro, you gotta go. There's too many lightweight players. Trossard, Odegaard. That the amount of 50-50s that we're losing, being backed out on, being wasted. Kai done all right today, man. Like, man can't sit here and talk about Kai Havertz or Raya. Like, they can't, by all means, have your criticisms of them as footballers and all of those things. You can't sit here and draw them out today, if anything. And I'm not here, once again, for attacking one player. Last time I checked, there's 11 out there. There's X amount on the bench. There's a 20, 25, even for some teams, 30-man squad. Fans are going to do the meltdown thing. Arteta out. Every player's crap. this and that, blah, blah, blah. If we go and beat Brighton and PSV, which is a dead rubber, we're the best thing since sliced bread. Every fan base has got those special idiots, but what can you do? Football's an emotional sport. I can't blame people for such. Slow in build up, ponderous in midfield, and not clinical enough up front. It is what it is. Isaac commented the live stream. There you have it. Once again, slow in the build up, ponderous in midfield, and not clinical up front. It is what it is. There you have it. Big up the villains, man. We didn't take advantage of such. Robbed by VAR. Don't care about VAR, man. I don't care about VAR, man. I'm not here for it, man. I personally think, if anything, we get a pen or the goal stands. It looked like it hit Cash's arm. I'm not here for it. I'd rather focus on the other 80-odd minutes of football just for my own sanity, because as we know in football, even like I was watching, not with you lot, but I was watching the Crystal Palace Liverpool game. I don't think that was a penalty against Liverpool. Fair enough. But the problem is these penalties, 1 minute or disallowed decisions or inconsistencies in decisions, the same incidents is going to happen in two separate games, and there's two very different outcomes. So it frustrates me. It needs to be patterned. I personally think they've designed it in this way for the entertainment product. I'd rather focus on the variables Arsenal can control, which is being clinical, which is not being pedestrian in midfield, which is pressing together, which is defending better as a unit for the goal we conceded. If a team in the Prem dares to give you an opportunity to get back in the game in some capacity, take the effing chances. Football's not this simple, but we could be saying all of this. Odegaard could have had two. And we're waffling about 2-1 victory. And effing hell, man, we were lucky. We need to be a bit better. It is what it is. Arteta, substitutions as well. It was meaty. I think that's the frustration. Have to turn at least one chance into a goal. We could have taken advantage of over-the-head balls to Gabby. It was open again. Exactly. Bro, there's bare space. We're not taking advantage, man. Munich lost today as well. Well, it's been a bad day for the big clubs, isn't it? I swear Munich lost today. Might as well have played just 10 men when you bring Martinelli off. How can Trossard not take his opportunities? Trossard's been off the ball for a sec still, man. But it is what it is. Like, right. What can you say, man? Gotta take your chances in this life, man. Gotta take your chances in this life, man. It is what it is, man. I'm not here for this. They're cooking you for the Emirates School tweet. Man, it's Twitter, bro. Like, who gives a fuck, bro? Like, who honestly cares, man? Like, it is what it is. Win, lose, draw. I love you lot, people. And on that note, blessing it. Stay safe. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe. Safe. Always just that active red flag, defending. I think it's like